Now we have prime factors. Now we already know what prime numbers mean. Now the next thing we need to understand is what are factors. Now what do we mean by a factor of a number? Now the factor of a number is a number that can divide another number without a remainder. So a number that divides another number without remainder is a factor. Now, having said this, what are prime factors? So it means prime factors are simply factors of a number which are prime. So we have factors of a number which are prime. Now remember, we've done some examples of prime number. We have 2, we have 3, we have 5, we have 7, etc. So these are examples of prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, and 7. Does that make sense? Now let's take examples. So we've got this question: express 24 as a product of its prime factors. Now let's solve this. Now look carefully. This is what we are going to do. We are going to divide 24 by prime numbers. So remember, prime numbers between 1 and 10, we have 2, 3, 5, and 7. So we try to divide 24 by these numbers. Do you understand? So let's go. 2 can go in 24. 2 in 24, we have 2 in 2 is 1. 2 in 4 is 2. So we have 12. 2 can still go in 12. So we have 2 in 12 is 6, because 2 times 6 is 12. 2 can still go in 6. 2 in 6 is 3, because 2 times 3 is 6. Do you understand? Now 2 cannot go in 3. So we put 3. 3 in 3 is what? 1. Does that make sense? So it means that as a product of prime factors, 24 equals to 2 times 2. So put 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Do you understand? So 24 equals to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So we can now go further and say 24 equals to, how many 2's do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. So instead of putting 2 times 2 times 2, we can just say 2 raised to power 3. Can you see? How many 3's do we have? Just 1. So we can just put times 3. Do you understand? Now anytime you have multiple numbers that are identical, you just count them and raise them to the power. For example, 3 times 3 times 3 will be 3 raised to power. How many 3's do we have? 1, 2, 3. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 will be equals to 5 raised to power. How many 5's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Do you understand? So this is our answer. 2 raised to power 3 times 3. Let's take another question. So we have expressed 81 as a product of its prime factors. Remember, we are still going to divide and by prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, or 7. So let's do this. Can 2 go in 81? No, because 81 is an odd number. So 2 cannot go in 81. So we try 3. 3 in 81 is what? 3 in 8 is 2. Remainder 2. 3 in 21 is 7. So it means 3 in 81 is 27. 3 can still go in 27. 3 in 27 will give us 9. Because 3 times 9 is 27. Now 3 can go in 9. 3 in 9 is 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9. 3 in 3 is 1. Does that make sense? Now when we get to 1, we just stop share. So it means 81 equals to 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Can you see? Which means that 81 equals to, how many 3's do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 raised to power 4. And this is our answer. Do you understand? Let's take another example. Express 26 as a product of its prime number. Now let's solve this. Remember, we just divide. Now 26 is an even number, so 2 can go in 26. 2 in 2 is 1. 2 in 6 is 3. Now you need to ask yourself, can anything go in 13? Now remember, 13 is a prime number, so nothing can go in 13 except for 13 and 1. So we put 13. 13 and 13 is 1. So it means 26 equals to 2 times 13. Do you understand? Because we don't have any number repeating itself, this would be our answer. Does this make sense? Let's take one more question. So we have expressed 120 as a product of its prime number. So let's do this. We divide 120 by the prime numbers. Remember, 2, 3, 5, or 7. So let's go. 120 is an even number, so 2 can go in 120. 2 in 12 is 6. 2 in 0 is 0. 60 is an even number, so 2 can go. 2 in 6 is 3. 2 in 0 is 0. 30 is a prime number, so 2 can still go. 2 in 3 is 1, remainder 1. 2 in 10 is 5. Now 15 is an odd number, so 2 cannot go. But we know that 3 can go in 15. 3 in 15 is 5, because 3 times 5 is 15. Now we have 5. 5 in 5 is 1. Does this make sense? So it means 120 equals to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So we have some numbers repeating, which means that 120 equals to, how many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3. 2 raised to power 3 times 3 times 5. And this is our answer. Do you understand?